As of right now, this is coming right up the spine.
It was a storm that affected the entire state, and that included Walden Woods South. This community, nestled in the heart of the Gold Coast, surrounded by nature, was about to experience one of the worst storms in years from Mother Nature, Hurricane Irma.
We're about 3.5, 4 hours drive north of Key West, and this is what we're dealing with.
As the storm moved up the state, residents had the option to evacuate or stay.
Quite a bit of heightened fear, a lot of questions about what's, should they leave, should they come, should they go? And as the storm drew closer, we had more people evacuate, more people ask questions. What's the wind rating? How can they sustain? What's it going to look like in a storm?
We just had to show you what's going on out here and how quickly the conditions are worsening.
It started hitting Naples. That's when I decided it was time to go.
Preface for the hurricane, is a lot of news, mandated evacuations. And we said, well, we've been through several before, we're going to stay.
I couldn't get my wife to leave. She says, I'm not leaving the house.
We had our emergency kit, we had our water, gas tanks were filled. We were ready to go, moment's notice. But at the time, where do you go?
We decided to stay. We bought plenty of water, food, and even our dog food.
And with the constant warnings about manufactured homes, residents were understandably nervous.
We had never been through a hurricane in a manufactured home, and just undetermined what was going to happen.
I never experienced one in my entire life. We were just praying to the Lord that, safety was our main concern.
But before the wind started to blow and the rain started to fall, the community came together.
How everybody came together as a neighborhood, we have some people that are in their 90s, everybody kind of took a captain of the street and everybody was checking. And, people do rise to the occasions when you have these things, and it was neat to see everybody pull together, and really perform as a community.
We have several people in the community that are singles and just moved in or on oxygen. So we made sure that they were well covered with another person in the community to look after them if the hurricane hit here.
We were in constant contact with those folks that stayed here to make sure they were okay.
We took care of a woman that was just here, doesn't even have her house isn't finished yet, and she was staying in one of the guest homes, and she was by herself, so we attached ourselves to her.
People who stayed behind were very pleasant, nice people. They decided to have cocktail hours 2 nights in a row at the clubhouse just to pass the time, and that was very uplifting.
There was enough people here that they felt safe, we're family.
As the storm passed through the area, winds were around 70 miles per hour, with gusts a lot higher.
Just hearing the gusts of the winds and the rain, against our home, I didn't sleep all night.
You could hear the wind, obviously, but we were solid. The house wasn't squeaking, the house wasn't moving, the windows stayed tight, and we felt quite comfortable.
Hurricane straps is a standard issue in Florida. These things are here, and they're built well because we are in a hurricane area. It's part of Florida. It's part of being a Floridian. The old joke is a lot of Floridians won't even get out of bed until it's more than a Category 3. They're all just tropical storms to us. But with the new people coming in, you want to make sure that they do feel safe.
But as the sun rose and Irma moved on, residents came out with what they found was their community, their homes, their neighbors were all standing strong.
The next day, I said to my husband, I can't go outside to see if there's damage. You can go. And he went out, and no damage. No damage in this entire community, but little minor damage.
We had a couple shingles that came off, and they are currently taking care of that. So they're standing behind these homes, and it's great.
I was concerned about the home, although I knew that Nobility had good solid homes. I wasn't afraid of the home itself. I emailed back and forth with a lot of people, and they went out and looked at the house to make sure it was good and safe. and I had one tree knocked down.
This is neighborly duty, going out and taking care of things. You know, my staff, we hit the ground running. We wanted to take debris out. Obviously, you know, our demographic, a lot of them, you know, aren't as mobile as they used to be. So, you know, moving a big tree trunk or something like that, we just want to be able to make sure that we could help them clear their yards. The day after the hurricane, my cell phone, I was still getting voicemails from people, you know, 2 and 3 days later, just because the cell service was so blocked. But the ones that I was able to, you know, text me or call me, I was able to take pictures of their home, you know, while they had evacuated, or if they're up north, and send them through. And talking to them, just the absolute relief that their homes were here, that they could see a tangible picture of it. You could go through. I had one homeowner who left some medication on a rush to get out and called me up. Hey, I forgot about it. Can you put it in my refrigerator? You know, went in there and put it in the refrigerator for her.
I have to thank, again, the community, the neighbors and the people, but the management here, there's not enough thanks. Not enough thanks.
Absolutely.
And Bill is tremendous. Him going around, knocking on doors, making sure people are great, and calling the power company to make sure that a lot of the elderly here are taken care of. He just went over far and beyond what was called for as far as management, because I've never dealt with anybody of his stature.
Fortunately, the community came out smelling like roses.
The price, the well-built home, the sunshine, the people. Does it outweigh the hurricane headlines that are a part of living in Florida?
Or every phone call is, you know, how's your house? Is it going to survive? I heard that mobile homes. Now, that's what aggravated me the most, is a lot of people up north, unless they're in the business or own one, they have no clue what a manufactured home is. They have absolutely no clue.
I would put these homes up against a stick-built home any day on a wind tunnel test.
We left the day before the day after Hurricane Sandy hit up there. So when I moved down here, they said there's hurricanes. I said I just left one. It was in New York.
It's a fabulous, fabulous community, and we are just so excited to live many happy, healthy years in Walden Woods South, and just live the life to the fullest.